alone. Trigonometry will start. Now we are discussing trigonometric ratios. Okay, trigonometric ratios. So few properties are given. See here, since we know that different conditions are there. First point I'm taking as when A plus B, the sum of two angles, A is an angle, B is also an angle, then sum of two angles will be 90 degrees or 270. That is pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2. Can anyone tell that what is the value of sine square A plus sine square B? Anyone?
1.
Is it 1?
Just not 1.
Is it not 1? Are you sure? Is it 1 or not? 90 or even 270?
Sir,
also?
1, sir, because B is
It
equal to
is
90 minus
Yes,
A,
yes,
sir.
1. Because A plus
So
B.
it will, sine square B will become cos square A, sir.
Exactly. So beta can be written as 90 minus A. So B can be written as 90 minus A. Then when I replace in place of sine square, what is sine square A? Otherwise you can write as A, here it is B. Sine square A plus cos square A value, clearly it is equal to 1. Even here also a beta value, B value pi by 2 to, when I replace sine square A plus sine square B value is 90 minus A. Yeah, clearly it is equal to, just I'm taking LHS. I'm proving whether it is 1 or not. Sine square A, sine 90 minus A is cos square A. Sine square A plus cos square A, always 1. Okay, in the same way, what about the tan A into tan B value, students? Tan A into tan B value. Tan A into tan B value. What is the value of tan A into tan B? Yes. What is the value of
1, sir.
is it 1? When see A plus B is equal to the sum of two angles should be 90 or 270. See a tan A into, see a B value again can be written as pi by 2 minus A. Pi by 2 minus A.
Tan A into cot A.
Or even you can take a 3 pi by 2 minus A also. So this is equal to tan A into, what is tan 270 minus theta? Cot A. Tan cot will be tan A into cot A can be written as 1 by tan A. So this is clearly equal to 1. Like that, few properties are there. Everything will be there here. Sin square theta, these are the properties already we discussed. These are the standard forms. So if theta not equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2 n belongs to the, then secant square theta. So this condition you have to remember that, because in exam they may ask the question like that. If secant theta plus tan theta is equal to k, which implies what is secant theta minus tan theta. Already we discussed this when we discussed standard form. In the same way, if they may give like secant theta minus tan theta as k,
same,
secant theta
plus
1 by k, reciprocal. Okay, that property alone they given here. So when theta not equal to, here two different cases should be remember here, because why they given theta not equal to 2n plus 1 pi by 2 because secant is doesn't exist for theta equal to 90, tan theta also infinity at 90. Secant and tan both will be undefined at 90, 90 to 70 like that. But here secant and cot both will be undefined for 0, pi, 2 pi, minus 2 pi like that. So that only remember the domain. Here theta belongs to nothing but it is domain. Okay, so very important, especially in JE. Whether you write the domain or you may not be write domain in NCRT problem, but you should observe what is the domain they given, especially in OBT. So till 90 that you know very well, and this already we discussed. First quadrant, second quadrant, what are the functions are positive. This is also already yesterday we discussed that 90, if it is 90 plus 1, substitute 0 here, substitute 0 means sine 90, here substitute 0, minus 1 whole power 0 is 1, substitute 1, 3 pi by 2, substitute 1. Okay, so this is the general solution of sine 2n plus 1 pi by 2. Yes or no? Give different values of n, you have to check whether it is correct or not. In the same way, cos, remember this, right? Sine, which is belongs to 90 to 70, like multiple of 90s. Here multiple of pi, 2 pi, 3 pi like that, multiple of pi. So it will be minus 1 whole power n. Right? This is just which is related to plus or minus 1 alone. Plus or minus 1 alone. Yesterday we have seen general solution for sine. Sine x is equal to sine y. Can anyone tell that what is x here? X value.
Sir, n pi plus minus 1 the whole power n y.
Exactly. So remember for remaining two functions also, that is cos x is equal to cos y and tan x is equal to tan y. Very important these three. Okay, this and all okay, domain and range. See, clearly you can observe domain means when we see the sine graph also it will be exist from minus infinity to plus infinity. It will take x value minus infinity to plus infinity so that the domain is R. In the same way, cos also domain is R because cos also exists from minus infinity to plus infinity. But where if you see even tan graph also we draw some dotted line at 90, minus 90, 270 like that because R minus y at 90 it will tends to infinity. We are unable to draw the graph at infinity, right? So it does not exist at a pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. So that R minus cot R minus n pi cosecant and as well as secant. So that already we've seen like when a plus b angle, sum of the angles is 90 or 270. So this condition just now we have seen that. But if it is 180, if sum of the two angles is 180, everyone check it these properties. Surely all the property will be satisfied. Tan a plus tan b, surely it is 0. Why? Because take here a right side, b is equal to 180 minus a. What is tan 180 minus a? Minus tan a plus tan a minus tan a 0. Like that each and every condition is satisfied. And this is like general conditions. So these are above conditions are easy, but try to remember these 3 points here. When a cos theta plus b sin theta is equal to c and minus here plus minus, but here interchange. In place of cos, sin will come, sin becomes c. Then what to do? How to check this? Squaring and adding. That's all. Let us take this is equation 1. This is equation 2. Squaring and adding. Here plus 2ab minus 2ab get cancelled. When you take a square common, cos square plus sin square. When you take b square is common, sin square plus cos square common. So a square plus b square is equal to right side is c square plus k square. Like that. Here a square equation 1 this is equation 2. So equation 1 square minus equation 2 square. That's all. RHS is c square minus k square. C is there, k is there. Squaring and subtracting. Modulus condition that already we discussed. See, this you have to remember. See, simply what we will write generally, square root of cos square 100. Simply we will write generally cos 100. The value generally will write, sometimes we might be confusing here. We'll write positive value. It is not a positive value. Okay. So this can be written as, when you cancel this.
Even function, so negative value also will come.
No. Here not like that. Here minus cos 100 they written. Why? Minus.
Cos is negative in second part.
Exactly. So negative into negative, again we got positive, because modulus this value always positive. You know how to get positive. Cos 100 is second quadrant, already minus. Outside minus is there. Cos 100 again negative value. Negative into negative, it becomes positive. Because this modulus cos 100 should not be negative, so that it is equal to, you should not take when you remove this modulus, don't take it is equal to plus cos 100. We should write minus cos 100, because if you take here simply we write cos 100 degrees. It is equal to, when we remove this modulus. Is it right? What is cos 100? Negative value. Is modulus is negative?
No, sir.
Is it? No, it's never. So that minus of cos 100. So these are some properties, two important points here. So this actually they given in class 12 when we discuss the function concept. This is can be useful for us, this property. In class 12 we will discuss in function concept. It is nothing, f of a into f of x, b into b by f of x. We have to prove that it is 2 into greater than a. The geometric mean, arithmetic mean. A plus b by 2 always greater than 2, greater than or equal to root ab. In a comma b are any two numbers, any two numbers, the arithmetic mean always greater than or equal to root ab. For example, take a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1. It will be equal, we'll get 1 plus 1 by 2 is 1. Root over 1 into 1. Okay, it is equal condition. Is it greater than? Yeah, you can take a is equal to 2, b is equal to 3. Then what about left side? Left side is 2 plus 3, 5, 5 by 2, 2.5. The right side root 6. What is root 6? 2 into 3, no? What is root 6? It will be satisfied. It will be satisfied with help of this. Yes, root 6 is?
So 1.414 into 1.732.
1.4, right. No. After multiply this. What is root 6 finally? Root 6. Just tell me whether it is 2.
Sir, 2.449, sir.
See here. 2.5 is clearly greater than 2.44. So arithmetic mean is always greater than or equal to geometric mean. We proved now with help of example. Okay. Remember arithmetic mean. What is the mean by arithmetic mean? Do you have idea about the sequence and series?
Sir,
Already, sir, taught in discourse.
Okay, fine. In that case, you have to remember, some student might be confusing, okay, whether geometric mean is greater than or equal to AM, or AM is greater than or equal to geometry. So when you get the doubt, so you know very well what is AM for two numbers, you know very well. You can give some values like that, you can check it. So graphical representation, coming to here, we have seen already till 10. Thought I have given over. Secant is, I think, not there here. Anyhow, we'll first we'll go for secant x graph. So when you want to draw the graph of secant or cosecant x, if you remember sine graph, you can easily get the graph of cosecant. If you draw the graph of, okay, see here, I'm going to draw the graph of, shall we draw the graph of cosecant or secant? Your wish, students.
secant.
Okay, y is equal to secant x. Secant x, here the values. I'm going to take here 0. I'm taking here 90, 180, 270, 360, so on. Here minus 90, minus 180, minus 270, minus 360. Here x, x dash, y, y dash. Okay, secant x is reciprocal of, students, reciprocal of
Cos
cos. What is the maximum value of cos?
-1 to 1.
Yeah, 1 minus 1. And can you tell me the cos graph can exist between? Yes, students. Causes exist between -1 to 1 only. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm taking this. Next. So same distance it has. Okay, students. Now, dotted line. You no need to take when you want to draw the graph. Don't draw this dotted line. For the sake of our convenience, I brought to understand easily. See here, when we draw the graph of cos x, look at here. See, cos 0 is 1, cos 90 is 0, cos 180 is -1, 270 is 0, 360 nothing but again 0. This is the graphical representation of what?
Cos x.
Yeah. Simple. Here, once again, what is the value of secant 90? Anyone? Secant 90.
Infinity.
Infinity. Clear? Secant 90 is clearly infinity. Now you should draw the dotted line at wherever you get infinity, at that place you can draw the dotted line. Clear, Amma? Dotted line. Right. Okay. And secant of -90.
Minus infinity.
Okay, that is also clearly right. In the same way, minus infinity. Fine. Dotted line. Then next, then in the same way, 270 also. 90 and 270. What about 270 value? Same, undefined. Yes or no? Undefined, as well as minus 270 also, it is undefined. Maybe plus infinity or minus infinity, it is undefined. And somewhere we are going to get that 450 also, it is undefined. Here plus 450 also, it is undefined right side. Somewhere here. See, all of you observe here, 450 minus 450 plus 450. Okay, right. So now can anyone tell that what is secant 0? Secant 0. Secant 0.
1, sir.
Secant 90. Secant 90.
Infinity.
Okay, now it is positive in first quadrant and okay, it is increasing function in first quadrant. And what about 90 to 180 secant, positive or negative?
Negative, sir.
Negative means the graph will be down below the x-axis or above x-axis.
Below the x-axis.
Okay, what about the secant 180?
Sir, it will go negative, sir.
Secant 180.
0.
Secant 180 is 0 or minus 1?
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
See, simple here. I want to say some shortcut. After I'll tell you the shortcut how to draw that. If you draw the cos, secant will be very easy to draw that. Okay, right. Now, so here actually it is negative and secant 180 becomes minus 1. Yeah, up to here. Then again, third quadrant, what about secant positive? 180 to 270, it is third quadrant. Am I right? This is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, quadrant again 1, because 360 plus becomes again first quadrant, right? Now, what about positive or negative, student?
Negative,
Third,
sir.
negative, and what about secant 270 becomes minus infinity, undefined. Next, when you see that in third quadrant 270 to 360, what about fourth quadrant, what about secant? Positive or negative?
Sir, how
Positive.
90 will be minus infinity?
It is not minus infinity. See, it will tends to minus infinity, but it should not becomes minus infinity. Almost like the graphical viewport. So you may get doubt here. So I'm asking one question. Secant 270 is undefined. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Students, secant is negative third quadrant, positive in fourth quadrant. Here, undefined means either it will be minus infinity or plus infinity. Am I right?
Yes,
Either
sir.
it is minus infinity or plus infinity. Now, can anyone tell that secant 270 is minus theta or plus, sorry, minus infinity or plus infinity? 270.
Sir,
Anyone? Is it
Minus.
minus? Is it
Sir,
not plus?
positive, sir. Positive, sir, because secant is even function.
No, not like that. I'm asking it. If secant is even, then why don't you take like 210, 180? Why 180 becomes minus 1? Secant is even, no. Why 180 we are saying minus 1? Even is different. Secant of any value becomes secant of minus theta becomes secant theta. That is exception. So here remember that. So wherever it is undefined values, that is exemption case. We cannot find at that point any value because secant 270 undefined. We are saying that undefined means no value. I mean, we cannot write either plus infinity or minus it. This is not a finite value. So that undefined. Okay, because 270 to 360 secant positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. Immediately the graph will becomes again above x-axis like that. See here. What do you observe, students, here? 360 clearly plus 1. So 180 is minus 1, 360 is plus 1. So then again 360 plus means first quadrant, again it is move to upwards. Understood? So simple, here the graph will be, so this is, we are getting loop now. Whatever it is, you can draw the U shape at that point. Here, see here, it is the graph cos will be -1 here. Just you can take, don't take U shape above side because the cos does not exist, like a cos should not equal to 1 here. Now you can draw U shape. See here at 270, if you see that it will tends to almost minus infinity. After 270 immediately it will be infinity to again it will becomes -1. 182, 270 it is decreasing, like tends to minus infinity, and 270 to 360 again decreasing, like that. But at 270 we cannot take any value. See here, dotted line. The graph should not touch that dotted line, okay? Because dotted line on the 270, x is equal to 270, graph does not exist. Clear? Like that. Even negative side, why I have taken upward, like above x-axis, this 0 to -90. Anyone can tell that? -30, -45, -60. What is cos -90? Amma, simply.
Sir, sec minus theta equal to sec theta.
Secant theta.
Yeah, secant -90 is secant 90. So whatever the secant 90 tends to plus infinity minus. Okay, because it is even. So this is the graphical representation of secant x here. What is the domain? Domain, can anyone tell that the domain? We can say very easy. Here, x belongs to domain. It exists at 90, 270 like that, Amma?
Sir, no, sir. 2n plus 1.
R minus 2n plus 1 into pi by 2.
That's all.
N
N
belongs to
belongs
integer.
That.
Then what about the range?
Sir, minus infinity
Sir,
to union.
except -1 to 1, sir.
Exactly. See here, very good. Because here the graph does not exist from -1 to +1. Doesn't exist. It is exist more 1 to infinity. It is exist -1 to minus infinity. Here we are including plus and -1. So minus infinity to -1.
Union.
Union close interval 1 to infinity. And also R, another way, R minus open interval 1, 1.
1,
Or simply you can remember modulus x greater than or equal to 1, which is easy to remember. Modulus x, simple condition. Modulus x lesser than or equal to 1 for sine and cos. Modulus x is greater than or equal to 1 for its reciprocal. Sine reciprocal cosecant. Cos reciprocal secant. This is the range. Simply remember. This is equal to this. This is equal to this. All three are equal. Okay, ma? So this is the graphical representation. So we required more time to finish this trigonometry subtopics. Okay, first one is trigonometric ratios, second one compound angles, multiple angles, okay, transformation, periodic function, equation, like that. Okay, we will discuss. I'm going to start directly class work 2. Okay, see here, theta is not in the fourth quadrant, tan theta is equal to -4/3. All of you tell me answer. Theta, see, logically they given question, simple question. Theta not in fourth quadrant, but theta is negative.
Second quadrant.
Exactly. Generally, tan is negative in second and fourth, but clearly they given theta not belongs to fourth, so that theta must be belongs to second. In second quadrant, you can find sine, cos, secant, cosecant, and cot. Here, this is positive, sine is positive. This cos, secant, cot alone negative. Find cot, secant, cos, and all values.
Draw triangle and points.
That's all. Just draw the triangle.
5
4,
trigonometric
3
also.
with the help of this only. But sine alone you can give carefully, right? The meaning on all very, very easy, right? Okay, this you can do easy. Then let's go for the next question. If you observe the next question, x cube nothing but it is a it is no need to like a simple number. What is sine 3 pi by 2?
270.
What is sine 270? Understood? Sine 270 value is what?
-1.
-1.
Okay, -1 plus f of what is cos 270?
0.
0.
See, f of x already given. F of x already given. Is it difficult to find f of -1? Substitute x by -1. Substitute x by -1. What is the value?
0, sir.
-1 cube is it 0 when you substitute -1?
9 is coming.
12, sir, answer.
Answer is 12. Let us see. -1 cube is -1, minus into minus plus 3. So here it is 5 plus 3, 8 minus 1, 7. This is 7. 0 value is 5.
F of 0 equal to 5, sir.
12.
Equal to
Right. 12 is the answer. Okay, here they did not ask directly f of -1, f of 0. Indirectly they are asking sine 3 pi by 2, cos 3 pi by 2. Nothing. So this is -1, this is 0. Find f of -1 using the given function. So find f of 0 using the given function. Adding both. Answer.
One minute that we want to copy.
We will discuss, no problem. Brief. Once again tomorrow.
The next class also maths.
Yeah, yes. Students, I forgot to say something. It's really next class, no mathematics class. Next class, is having a meeting. You should be joining combined class. Meeting with Shivakiran sir.